everybody. Welcome to G4G here on YouTube. In today's episode of G4G News, we're going to talk about Bethesda, villain or hero. So Bethesda's PR lately has been crazy, to say the least. In a several week time span, they have gone from saying things like, hey buddy, you are going to get threatened with a lawsuit if you sell this game on Amazon as new. So yeah, how about this recent development for Bethesda? A guy is attempting to sell a game, a Bethesda game, on Amazon, and he had it wrapped up and packaged, not physically, but the actual advertisement for it, as a new game because it in fact was wrapped up and packaged. The guy had never opened the game, he had never played the game, so he's attempting to sell it on eBay as new. Excuse me, not eBay, Amazon. Well, Bethesda sees this and threatens a lawsuit on him and tells him he's not allowed to do that. And they'll sue him if he continues to push forward in selling that game as new. Apparently, this is a little bit of a loophole over here, that even though it is new and is packaged, it is still considered different, but not physically different, because this is just a regular Joe Blow person selling the game, not an authorized reseller like GameStop or Best Buy or Target or Electronics Boutique. I'm dating myself there, but I'm just, or their own like digital launcher or something like that. They're saying that they can't, necessarily verify the quality of it, but I think that is a ridiculous statement when the thing is sealed and packaged. This isn't a bottle of soda that you're selling to somebody as new and unopened, but potentially you could have shoved a needle into it. I mean, it just... I don't know. It seems utterly ridiculous to pursue that with somebody. But apparently that's what Bethesda's doing, and it sounds very strong-armish. It sounds like very Nintendo-ish, like, hey, person making another Metroid 2 remake, you need to take this down. You're not allowed to do that. And sending, like, DMCA strikes to people who YouTube and do Let's Plays of Nintendo games, and they're like, you're using our assets in these and you're not allowed to do that, and that's our music and that's our sound and that's the Yoshi sound. I mean, I think it's ridiculous. And another villain moment for Bethesda recently, they have said that the Fallout MMO, which is Fallout 76, is only going to be on the Bethesda client. It will not be available on Steam. This is a potentially risky move. It is one that unfortunately has precedence before it, with the fact that EA pulled a lot of their games and moved it over to their own client, the EA Origins launcher. Right now, the Bethesda launcher is definitely behind the times on both Steam and the EA launcher, because the Bethesda launcher, as far as I know, has no chat capabilities. And to be honest, most of the games that I launch off of the EA launcher have major issues. So now on my, not the EA launcher, the Bethesda launcher. On the Bethesda launcher, I have the Elder Scrolls Oblivion card game, and I have Quake Champions. The Elder Scrolls game crashes every time I exit the game. It basically freezes up, and I need to tab out, go to the task manager, and kill the game that way. Quake Champions also has a bit of an issue that way. I kind of blame Bethesda's launcher on that. That version of their game gives me absolute fits for those two games. And of course, there is no chat available on the Bethesda Net launcher where, Origins at least has that. In a realm where we lack things that we used to have, like Xfire giving you cross functionality of chatting with people, yes, there is Discord now, and Skype, and you can do it that way. But Steam is kind of the way to go when it comes to those. Now, I've watched some videos lately that say, oh, single company launchers are all trash. Bethesda, EA, Battle.net, blah, blah, blah. I actually am not going to throw Battle.net under the bus on this one. I think Blizzard's launcher, the Battle.net launcher, is really good. And as my girlfriend pointed out when I had this discussion with her, is that, hey, nobody's going to really throw the Battle.net launcher into the tire fire over here, because when you play a Blizzard game, you tend to play multiple Blizzard games. Her and I are perfect examples in that our Battle.net launchers not only have World of Warcraft, but we both actively play Overwatch, and she used to actively play Heroes of the Storm with me. She has since developed a distaste for it, but that's potentially 3 games that we could connect to on the Battle.net launcher. And recently, the Battle.net launcher's chat has gotten even more robust and added Giphy support. Probably because of Discord. Discord seems to make everybody want to do their chat better. Steam's chat has gotten a little bit more Discordy lately.
After running more diagnostics on the active radar suit, it appears that I can accelerate the upgrading of your arsenal.
Okay, Vega. That's nice, Vega. Let me through. Let me through. Let me through. Let me through. Let me through.
The facility will not allow you access to the turbine room unless the demonic threat level is brought down inside.
Let me through. So, I think I just picked this. Did I pick the same mission again? No, I didn't. Okay, because that's the thing down there. Yeah, so I'm not ever going to complain about the Blizzard launcher whatsoever, because I happen to really like it, and I think a lot of people play a lot of Blizzard games together from that launcher, and also really enjoy the connectivity between the games. I mean, it's very easy to see what games your friends are playing, what mode they're playing in the game. You could be a World of Warcraft and see that your friend is doing quick play in Heroes of the Storm. You can be in Overwatch and see that your friend is playing World of Warcraft on the Duskwood server, or the Kill Jaden server, or the Kel'Thuzad server. Oh, that guy got fucked. That guy got fucked too. And this guy's getting dragged off. Bye, guy. Nice knowing you. Wave. So I don't really consider the Battle.net launcher to be part of this conversation of bad launchers. I will say that I think the EA Origins launcher is trash, and when I was attempting to troubleshoot my bad sound issues in Titanfall 2, the Origin client was potentially one of the issues. The setting for launching with Windows could have been part of the issue. The amount of resources that client took up was considered part of the issue, and everything like that. And those people who had problems in Titanfall 2 with the scratchy sound, yet the FPS was perfectly fine, one of the things was, don't play it through the EA Origins client, and disable this thing in it, and disable that thing in it. So that kind of goes to show you something. It's very, very rare that anybody tells you, oh, the problem is the Steam client. Like, I don't see that nearly as much. Wow. Okay, buddy. I'm not climbing up there to melee you. Can you just die? This guy doesn't want to die. He's gonna make me come up there and visceral him. Too bad, that's not really what I want to do right now. I may have to. He doesn't want to seem to go away. So, yeah, the Bethesda launcher doesn't have any kind of chat connectivity right now, as far as I know. So that makes it one of the weakest launchers right now. And the fact that every time that I get out of the Elder Scrolls Oblivion game, I have to kill the game from Task Manager because it hangs up. And Quake Champions doesn't always do that much better either. Problematic, to say the least. And the EA Origins client, while it does have chat... There we go. Finally dead. While it does have chat and everything like that, it's not known for being particularly great either. So we have the issue with Fallout, we have the issue with suing the guy on Amazon, but recently Bethesda has done something that tries to make them look better. And they've told Sony, hey, guess what? You are not getting a version of the Elder Scrolls Oblivion card game because you don't support crossplay. Now, if we stop and think about this, it makes it look like, hey, good guy Bethesda over here. They're trying to stick up to Sony and say, this is a really stupid thing you're doing. Can you enable crossplay and we'll put the game on your system. Well, the problem with that is while Bethesda gets good press and like, hey, look at them, they're trying to stick up for Joe Blow every guy, and they're keeping the topic of crossplay alive and fresh and everything like that. The thing is, the Elder Scrolls card game is a weak title in which Bethesda could potentially leverage Sony. What would be better, albeit considerably riskier, is if they said that for the Fallout 76 MMO game. That's the one where Sony should try to pull this. That is the one that might have some power and weight behind it. But it's risky for Bethesda to do that because Sony could very well say, okay, sorry, this is what we believe in. This is our philosophy, that user accounts are not shared, and apparently Fortnite is a grand example of that. If you lock in with Epic on Fortnite, you're kind of stuck with that. Now, when you have games like Hearthstone, and you have games like the Elder Scrolls Oblivion card game, or Eternal, the big selling point about it is that the store is the same no matter where you go, and that your progress is the same no matter where you go. It would be weird if Hearthstone on Windows had different prices from Hearthstone on Android and Hearthstone on iOS. As you may or may not know, some mobile games that are mobile only, like, say, Marvel Future Fight, have different prices on the iOS store and the Android store, and they have some different specials and everything like that. There are times where you can get things on iOS that are not available in the Android version of that store. I'm not really too sure what dictates that, other than maybe the game dev works out different percentages with the different stores. Maybe they're like, okay, Android, you guys keep 14% of the revenue this game generates through your store, and iOS, you guys keep 18% of the revenue. I don't really know how that works or why that happens, but when you have a card game like Hearthstone and Elder Scrolls Oblivion, you absolutely need your purchases to carry over, and you need to have that cross functionality. Bethesda's telling Sony, we're just not going to bring this to your platform. And Sony could still shrug it off and say, okay, we don't care about your piddly little game. But now you have issues between Bethesda and Sony that could spill out beyond just that game. I personally think, even though it is a bigger risk, the Fallout MMO is probably the game that they should really work on attempting to leverage. How will I get to you? How will I get to you? Perhaps a vent or something that I overlooked? Oh well. Oh no, never mind. I did get to it. I just didn't need it at the time. So, it's very, very interesting from a PR lover's perspective, from somebody who went through college to get a communications degree and was going to go, oh, I know what I have to do, and was initially attempting to enter the work field doing public relations. This stuff is near and dear to my heart because it's what I originally was going to do for a living, and PR case studies are something that has always interested me. This could be a mini case study in the fact that you could almost say Bethesda's using this, hey Sony, you're a bad guy kind of tactic to make them look better in the light of several very, very negative actions that they've been exposed for in the media, between suing just a regular guy on Amazon, and pushing the Fallout MMO to just be on their launcher. EA did it, and we all know EA is not necessarily a paragon of gamer virtue right now, so Bethesda would do wise to do things very, very differently from EA. The last thing you want to do is seem like an EA twin when EA just screws everything up lately. Leaving it available on Steam really should be the way to go. And as you all know, you can add whatever game you want to your Steam library. Now, there are certain games that will force you into immediately launching their launcher just by launching the game. But then there are often ways around it. For example, the Blizzard games, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, Heroes of the Storm, if you know what you're doing, you can launch them very easy without actually having to launch them through their respective launchers. I wonder if I've ever pulled this handle before. I don't know if I've ever pulled that handle. I think that opened up a secret, but I have no idea where, because I don't think I've ever pulled that lever before. Very, very interesting. I'm probably missing out on a ridiculous secret that... Oh, wait a minute. What is this? This looks Wolfenstein-y. Or Doomish. This is great. I like this. By the fact that it says secret found, I don't think I found this when I was playing the game the first time. I'm now very, very happy that I picked this game for doing this video. So what do you guys think? How do you feel about Bethesda and all of the news that they've had recently? Between suing just a regular guy on Amazon to saying that the Fallout MMO is only going to be on the Bethesda Net launcher, to now doing the nice guy thing and saying, hey Sony, what you're doing is bad by not allowing crossplay. and we're not going to give you this game on your platform. I personally think Bethesda might be onto something when it comes to Sony. However, I just think they need a stronger title to do it, and I think Fallout Vault 76 is the actual game that they should have tried this with. So that's all for me here on G4G News, guys. Let me know what you think about Bethesda, and let me know what you think about the actions they've been taking lately. Take care, everybody.